Imagine walking home at night. The street is empty, the air thick with mist. A woman appears, her long black hair draped over her face, her coat fluttering in the cold wind. She stops. Slowly, she lifts her mask and asks, "Am I beautiful?" You freeze, because you know if you answer wrong, you die. And if you answer right, you might still die. Tonight, we uncover one of Japan's most terrifying urban legends, Kuchisake-Onna, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. A story that began as a whisper in the late 1970s and still haunts the streets of Japan today.
The legend of Kuchisake-Onna is old, centuries old. Some say it dates back to Japan's Heian period, around 1,000 years ago. Others claim it began much later, around the Edo or Meiji eras. But the story remains the same. A beautiful woman, married to a proud samurai, was accused of being unfaithful. In a fit of jealousy and rage, the samurai slashed her mouth from ear to ear, screaming, "Who will think you're beautiful now?" She died. Or perhaps she didn't, because years later, people began seeing her again. A woman with long hair, a surgical mask, and deep, bleeding scars beneath it. And when she asked if she was beautiful, some never made it home to answer.
In 1979, the myth leapt from folklore to reality. Reports spread across Japan, from Nagasaki to Gifu, of a woman stalking children. Witnesses said she wore a beige trench coat, a white surgical mask, and carried large scissors. Children described hearing her ask the same haunting question, "Am I beautiful?" Police reports flooded in. Schools began sending students home in groups. Parents patrolled streets with flashlights. Some towns even had police escorts for kids walking home. It was a national panic. News stations aired interviews with terrified children. A few even claimed to have seen her vanish in front of their eyes. And then, the story stopped. No arrests, no suspects, no body, just silence. But in that silence, the legend grew stronger.
Over time, the Slit-Mouthed Woman took on new forms. Different cities whispered different details. In some versions, she carries a knife instead of scissors. In others, she appears during foggy nights or near school gates. Sometimes she drives a car wearing sunglasses to hide her scars. But one thing never changes: her question. If you say yes, she removes her mask and shows her mutilated mouth. Then she asks again. If you say no, she kills you instantly. So what's the right answer? According to legend, there are only a few ways to survive. Tell her she looks average, distract her with candy or coins, or run faster than her. Some say the candy trick comes from the idea that she's childlike, a lost spirit seeking attention or validation. But there's another darker interpretation, that she's not a ghost at all, but a yokai, a vengeful spirit feeding on fear.
So what really happened in 1979? Historians and skeptics have theories. Some say it was mass hysteria, a psychological chain reaction in schools. One rumor spreads, fear amplifies it, and soon it becomes real, just like the clown sightings in the US decades later. Others believe the legend was based on a real woman, a mentally ill individual attacking children, who later disappeared. No one was ever identified, but there were scattered police notes matching the description. There's even a darker theory that the government quietly suppressed the reports to prevent panic, turning a real criminal into an enduring ghost story. And yet, every few years, new sightings emerge. Security guards in rural Japan, drivers on empty highways, even school children in Korea and China now tell the same tale of a masked woman who asks a deadly question.
In modern Japan, Kuchisake-Onna has become more than a legend. She's a cultural icon. She appears in manga, horror films, even anime. Her face, hidden and mutilated, represents the fear of the unseen and the dark side of Japan's obsession with beauty and perfection. During the pandemic, when masks became common again, people on Japanese social media revived the story, joking that the slit-mouthed woman could finally walk unnoticed among us. And maybe she does.
They say legends never die. They evolve. What began as a story of jealousy and punishment turned into a mirror of society's fears of beauty, judgment, and the monsters we create when we look away. So next time you walk home alone and someone behind you whispers, "Am I beautiful?" don't answer too quickly, because some questions are meant to stay unanswered. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. I have more legends buried in the dark corners of the world, waiting to be told.